guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. As many of you know, I'm a woman in long-term recovery. I'm a CARC, I'm a CRPA, I'm a rape crisis counselor. If you look at my description box below, you'll find all my social media, and you will find two very important things. You will find the petition for my friend Mikey, as well as the GoFundMe that is still active and still sorely needed. So today I have a very special guest here with me. This is my friend Ashley. This is Mikey's sister. So, as many of you know, and you have been following for the last week, between Jess and I, our friend that we have known for a very long time was killed in prison. And I say he was killed because he was not given the proper medical attention that he needed when an incident occurred when he was jumped by 6 other inmates. So, today I'm here with Ashley. Ashley and I know each other probably, 15, 18 years. Some crazy amount of time. Ashley and I used to do drugs and sell drugs together. I was actually just telling Jared today, I don't know if you remember this, we wanted to get pedicures and we couldn't find anywhere, and we sat on my porch in Sydney and gave each other pedicures out on my porch. I don't know why I thought of that today, and Jared was like, really? And I was like, yeah.
I do remember.
So Ashley used to come to my house all the time, and whoa, we're about to get hit with the door. Okay. Better edit that out. It's real life, right? There's. So, let's see. I actually think I met your brother first through your other brother, because I used to, as we all know, I used to do heroin, and that was our connection. We'll just leave it at that.
Right.
And I don't know, he was always a good dude. He was always a nice dude. He was always a respectful dude, always, no matter what the situation was. And then you and I became, I don't even remember how we became friends.
I don't know. I remember by the police station, that apartment you lived in. That was
where what, Willow Street?
Yes.
That's where we did the pedicures. Yeah. So, you know, now it's to the point that this is like the sucky, well, all of it sucks, but this like really sucks.
I mean, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, you can just be careful that chair don't hit you, because we almost just got hit with it. Don't fall. God, don't fall. That's all we need.
I'd be in a lot of trouble if I fall. I'd be in the ER in Cooperstown.
So now is the part where we have to try and make sure this petition gets signed by as many people as possible, so we have as much clout behind us when we start to present our case. And I feel like, unfortunately, you know, I said this the other day, unfortunately, in order to make things better for people who are incarcerated, something bad like this always has to happen. And this becomes the foundation on which change is made. And sadly, this is how it starts. So with your help and your continued help, we hopefully will make it so this never happens to somebody else, that no one else's family ever has to go through this again. So what is your hope? Like, what is your hope for an outcome? What do you think?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope that the last inmate that shut the door on Mikey gets charged. I hope every medical staff there, every inmate that jumped him. Who else is involved that I'm forgetting? The sergeant, the sergeant's boss,
The prison.
everybody involved.
Right. I mean, it's just, this was such an avoidable death, and
Right, it took him 2 weeks to die.
that's the worst part. You know, can you imagine suffering and not being able to help yourself, and not being able to just, you know, be treated like a person?
Right, and Mikey wasn't one to beg. Mikey didn't beg, but he begged and begged and begged for his life. It's not fair.
No, there's nothing about this that's fair, you know, and unfortunately now, as a family and as a community, you know, these horrible decisions have to be made as far as what kind of burial service, what kind of funeral, where's the money going to come from? Most people at 31 years old don't have a bank account set up to take care of things like this, because at 31, who thinks that this is going to happen? Like, this is such a tragedy that this happened. And, you know, I think I'm to the point where I'm less mad. Well, that's a lie. I'm greatly saddened because I see now, you know, at first I was just sad because my friend died, and my friend died in a horrific fucking way. But now, you know, I come here and I see the strain that it puts on his grandmother and his mom, who's out here also, and his sister, you know, and he has nieces and nephews and, you know, just an entire family. Like, there's an entire family unit. His pain and suffering is done because he's no longer with us. But now these people have to pick up the pieces, or at least attempt to, and try to come up with the money, try and come up with a solution, try and continue to fight and stay well and take care of themselves. And, you know, we come from an area where it's hard enough just to survive under normal circumstances. When things like this happen, it is just mind-blowing, and it affects everybody.
A lot. Mikey was liked by a lot too, you know. Mad people are going to be affected.
And it just, this is going to affect his family unit financially for years to come, you know. And without sharing too much information, we just had a conversation about what the services are going to be like, because it really depends on what can be afforded, unfortunately. You know, when your loved one dies, but then when they die in such a fucked up situation, the last thing you want to think about is, well, can I afford to bury my kid? Like, as a mom,
right?
I just don't know.
You should be hugging me, huh?
You know, I can't even imagine, even just my sibling or grandson. Grandparents are supposed to aren't supposed to outlive their grandchildren. That's
with the children.
Yeah.
And grandma.
Yeah, I mean, parents are not supposed to bury their babies.
And it's not like Mikey was grimy, like, oh, he's grimy, we're gonna get him, you know. He wasn't like that.
You know, this is the thing that bothers me the most. Even if he was grimy, even if he was a bad person, even if he did bad things, which is not the case, but even if he did, Department of Corrections had an obligation or responsibility to watch him and care for him, and they fucking didn't. That's the bottom line. It doesn't make a difference who he was before he came into this, what he did while he was there. Care and custody is care and custody, and they fucking failed. And I will keep saying it. It doesn't make a difference what he did to get in the place where he was. He was in the place he was paying his debt to society. He was doing what he was ordered to by the judge. He was an inmate. When you are an inmate for New York, you are New York State property. They had a responsibility to care for him, and they did not. They let him die. They did not give him the proper medical attention, and their failure to care for him made him die. That's it, plain and simple. It doesn't make a difference if he was a good person, bad person.
Right,
it's worse because he was a good person.
Point, right.
You know, all that other shit's fucking irrelevant. Like, he didn't have any funny charges, you know what I mean? So, like, you can't even say, like, there was no funny stuff. He had a manufacturing methamphetamines charge. I had a selling methamphetamines charge. You know what I mean? So for all the people out there that want to say, oh, well, you know, he was an inmate. You're right, he was an inmate. That was his sentence. His sentence was to be an inmate, not to fucking die. So that's my 2 cents. So I just thought you guys would like to meet his sister, and I think this is important for you too,
right?
Because you need to have a voice. You deserve to have a voice. You all do. And you shouldn't be rushed to do something you don't want to do because financially that's an issue. You shouldn't be silenced because...
Right, they should be responsible for it.
Correct. So would you like to tell the funeral home name? So this way, if people want to send flowers and donations and things like that, they can So I'll link the funeral home name and address and phone number and everything below if you would like to send any flowers or anything for the family to the funeral home, or you can just, you know, email me or get at me on IG and I will give you guys that information. Yeah, so we are in the process of trying to figure out everything. You know, unfortunately, when something like this happens, you're wrecked, and then you have to like put your thinking cap on and make all these decisions, and you know, you know, and it's just. So Mikey's mom is out here as well. She just doesn't want to be on camera right now, and I completely and totally respect that and understand that. So right now we're trying to figure out where we can get at a place to have a service afterwards, after we have the services at the funeral home. So that's what today is about, unfortunately. So
My turn.
It's always your turn, just go.
And as Jen said in her video, that Mikey's a fucking human. And he was my best friend. He was my can't say it.
So I think what she's trying to say is that she lost her best friend and her brother. You know, everybody just sees like what they want to see when people go to prison. They just see what they think they see in the movies unless they've been there. They forget that we're people when we go. We're still people. It's okay to cry. I cried the whole video the other day. I fucking cried and yelled.
I like that you were like,
I was so mad. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was so mad.
I am. Like, how could you not go home and feel some type of way? Like, you don't have a fucking kid. You know, like, more than justice, I hope you fucking are eaten alive, dude. Till you die.
Yeah.
Because he didn't deserve that. Like, he wasn't a shitty person.
I know.
And I know you said that, you know, nobody deserves it, but it's like, he definitely didn't, you know, deserve it. And not just because he's my brother, oh, it's my brother, he didn't deserve it, but he was not, you know.
He was a good dude.
Right.
We've all said this. He was a good dude. He definitely did not deserve to go out like this. He truly didn't. I mean, honestly, I don't think I really know anyone at this point in life that deserved to go out like that. But he was a sweet dude. He used to take my trash out for me. I mean, like, legit. He used to take my fucking trash out for me.
And he was good with kids, you know, Kyler. When Mikey died, the day he died, he thought he was coming here to see Mikey. He was excited. He always played with my kids. I'm like, hello, what about me?
Yeah.
I'm here.
You know, that's the only blessing and curse. He didn't have any biological children. And I say blessing and curse because it's literally both. Because he didn't have any biological children, they don't have to go through that pain. But curse because he's no longer here.
Right.
So, you guys good? Anything else? Well, remember, guys, we recover loudly, so those behind us do not suffer in silence. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.